Well, good morning and welcome to the Grow Omaha Show. This is Jeff Beals from NAINP Dodge. We're brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and B&M Roofing, the only show you'll ever find that talks about the growth and development of the Omaha metropolitan area. And without any further ado, it's time to introduce my co-host, a man who's absolutely legendary in his real estate deal-making skills, Trenton Magid.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Jeffrey.
Well, good morning, and we're really excited because we're live on location at Nebraska Crossing. To be more specific, we're inside the Scarlet Highway store at Nebraska Crossing. This is the dominant retail center in the state of Nebraska, and we like to be here because there's always so much going on here, and it's always kind of a happening place. And so let's bring on our friends from Nebraska Crossing. First of all, we have Rod Yates. Good morning, Rod.
Good morning, Jeff and Trenton. Great to have you back out again.
Thanks for having us. And Johanna Boston.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good morning.
We're back.
You're not on vacation, Trenton. That's a plus.
Know. Sometimes I do it. I find out when we're going to be out here or when you guys are going to be in the studio, and I plan accordingly.
We appreciate you doing that. So the mall looks great, Rod. Everything looks awesome in here.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. It's summertime. We're going to be really busy all the way through Labor Day, and one of our focus this year, Jeff, is our restaurant business, and we found a real hidden gem that a lot of people didn't know about his brand, but he's doing huge volumes. I would call him top 10% volumes in Nebraska restaurant business, and that's Dragon Walk. So I'm happy to have them opening up next month with us, and a great new brand for the center.
And we're going to, in a little bit, talk with the representatives from Dragon Walk and find out why they're coming to Nebraska Crossing, a little bit more about that restaurant. But, Johanna, the store that we're in right now, Scarlet Highway, is only about a year old.
It is.
How's this store doing?
It's doing fantastic. We opened about a year ago in May, and we've really collected a great following of people. People just love the store. The product here switches out every 2 to 3 weeks, so there's always something new to see when you come on in.
I like to refer to this personally, and I don't know what you know about retailing, of course, but the afternoon that used to be at the West Roads and Midtown Crossing was kind of eclectic, unique, nothing that you had to have. But here, it's a modern-day version of things that you definitely want to have.
Except for it's bright and light in here. There's afternoon. You always felt like,
that's true.
Ironically, you were at night.
But this is a modern-day version of something where things that you won't see anywhere else, things that are hard to get, and you didn't know existed, so you got to check it out.
Yeah, we have 150 small brands and artisans, all organic and sustainable companies. We really do reach out to brands that are local and mom and pop shops that actually make their own wares. And so we have very unique things that you cannot find anywhere else in the state of Nebraska.
Good gift items. Well, let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. And this is summer. I mean, we got past the solstice. We are now officially in summer home buying season. And so if you are thinking about getting a new house, stop in at Eagle Mortgage, talk with one of the brokers there, and get yourself a pre-approval letter so you're armed with a very important and powerful weapon when you go into the home buying process. You can find them in person at 114th and Davenport or online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Well, Rod, this is a news item that you might find a little bit interesting just because you are in the mall-owning business, but a competing mall, Village Point, has been listed for sale by a Chicago real estate firm. That's caused a lot of eyebrows to raise around here.
Yeah, I just saw that. I remember I think it was about 5 years ago, Jeff. I think there was a similar process going on where they were looking to sell the mall. So, they got it back to 90%, 97%, I guess. And if you're looking to sell your mall, it's probably a good time to do it. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And, Trenton, they're going to be doing a little bit of new construction over there. Looks like Cheddar's is going to be coming to that mall. And from what we can tell, it looks like it might be an additional building. So while the mall is for sale, they got some new construction going on. That's always kind of interesting.
They seem that they do it well near 120th and L Street at L Street Marketplace. But Cheddar's is one of those places that seems to get the masses. And I think personally, it's only personally, I think the building is right up there with Charleston's. The food is on par with some cafeterias.
I love the way you just don't hold back. And so that's why the masses.
Yeah, we lost that advertising account.
That's why the masses love you so much. All right, we got a new front entrance into Eppley Airport. Just on, Wednesday, the temporary drive has been moved over to the new permanent drive. And so all of this is to, improve traffic flow into and out of the airport, picking up passengers. The work on the south parking garage continues. All of this, though, is paving the way for next year's big project, which is a $600 million complete and total overhaul of the passenger terminal.
It took me a long time to figure out what the cell phone lot was.
That's where
Am I going to fixture my cell phone there? Are they, what's going to happen? I'm pretty sure now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't know what the cell phone waiting lot was?
It's for you
It
to
didn't say
take a
waiting
selfie.
lot. It said cell phone.
I think it says cell phone waiting lot.
That
on
was
the
cell
side.
phone lot, I'm pretty sure. But, everybody, I always parked over at the Carter Lake little park there, right by the old entrance, and it worked out pretty well.
I tell you, if there's one thing you want to spend a little extra money on, it's the garage parking. So when you come home, because your flight is inevitably going to be delayed, so the flight that's supposed to land at 10 is going to get there about 2:30 in the morning. You want to walk right across and have that car.
I got to tell you, the park and ride, you get on their app, and the one that's past the airport there, that yellow and black, those vans, they're usually waiting for me when I get out. They drop you off right at the where you go check in. It's pretty awesome as well.
Well,
and it's cheap.
Construction is in full swing on a Porsche dealership northwest of 180th and West Dodge Road. It's between an existing Infiniti dealership and Pinnacle Bank Corp's headquarters. So that's coming along. I saw some, when I was there this week, I saw some structural steel on site, so that should be going vertical here pretty quick. And then a couple pieces of news about major sports complexes. First of all, $52 million MD West 1 sports complex planned for 264th and Ida. That's basically Highway 275 at that Dairy Queen and Love's truck stop, if you're familiar with that area. They had a groundbreaking on Thursday. That's going to be a 142-acre complex, heavy on baseball and softball, but also some soccer, football.
It doesn't sound very they kind of sound insecure. The creators of that, they have a complex. It's unfortunate.
You know how you always sometimes say you take comedic risks?
Yeah.
We're going to put that one in the risks category.
I don't think so.
Okay. And then
I'm sure there's at least 10 people that spit out their coffee on their morning drive.
Basically because of my comment about the comedic risks, probably. Yeah. All right, let's go into Nebraska Multi-Sports Complex. You care deeply about that project because you sold the land to them, and they just got a $12.7 million grant from the Nebraska Department of Economic Development. It's part of the ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act, for nonprofits. But as you said when you first found out about it, and you sent me a text, you said that's a true game changer for them.
Absolutely, literally and figuratively. The Nebraska Multi-Sports Complex, I sold them the land a number of years ago, and 184 acres they were started with. And basically, I didn't even know this till a couple weeks ago, but they moved all the parking to the east, so the fields are out of the floodplain. They're going to have 12 field turf fields that are going to be 8 of which are going to be open this fall, and then they're going to have 12 next year, along with they're going to have a big field house. And this this fund, this $12.7 million shot in the arm, is really going to accelerate the field house, which will have a probably regulation soccer field. They're going to have all kinds of training, sports training inside. What's unique about the multi-sport complex is they're going to have they're not going to turn kids away if they can't afford it. There's going to be kids from North Omaha, South Omaha, all over the metro.
And finally, Boston Mutual Life Insurance Company has chosen Omaha as the place to open its first corporate non-sales office anywhere outside its home state of Massachusetts. They've been around for 130 years, and looks like they're going to have about 5,000 square feet at 181st and Burke Street. Going to have 20 employees to start, but there's a nice big company that has chosen to commit to Omaha.
Yeah, the best thing you can hear after you hear about insurance is there's no sales.
There's no sales?
Yeah, so you don't have to put up with insurance people.
Oh, yeah, because I said non-sales office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Given the choice between insurance sales and no insurance sales, I'll take no insurance sales.
Or given the choice between talking about insurance and Dragon Walk coming to Nebraska Crossing, you would choose
Dragon Walk.
All right, and that's what we're going to talk about
So
here.
you guys are at least one step above insurance.
Congratulations. You're
Join us
doing well.
next week.
All right, we're going to take our first break of the hour. And when we come back, we're going to have more from Nebraska Crossing. We have Rod Yates and Johanna Boston with us, and we're going to bring on the Dragon Walk folks here in just a moment. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and D&M Roofing on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to the show, Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and D&M Roofing. I'm Jeff Beals, sitting next to Trenton Magin, and we are live on location inside the Scarlet Highway store at Nebraska Crossing. Of course, Nebraska Crossing at Interstate 80 and Highway 31 in beautiful Gretna, Nebraska. Get out here today. Saturdays are the great day to come out here. Every day is good here, but Saturdays are festive, they're fun, and we're going to talk about a new business coming to Nebraska Crossing. It's called Dragon Walk, a restaurant of quite a bit of acclaim, located near 144th and 4th Street, second location coming here to Nebraska Crossing. We have with us the owner, Eric Burkt, and the manager, Jared Reyes. Eric and Jared, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having us here today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you guys here with us. And Eric, I got the chance to meet you a few weeks ago because I inconspicuously slipped into Dragon Walk to try it out for lunch one day because I'd been hearing about it on Omaha Food Lovers over and over. And then when Rod said, hey, we're bringing them out to Nebraska Crossing, I had to get out there and try it. And all I can say is, damn, it is really, really good. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Where's it located now?
Right now it's up in the Standing Bear Lake area over by Bennington.
144th and 4th Street.
Yeah.
And that will stay.
Yes, that one's absolutely going to stay open. We've had just a tremendous support from the Bennington Omaha community up there, and also on the Omaha Food Lovers and the Nextdoor apps and all those types of things that we have no intention of leaving there at all. But really what happened was we were kind of outgrowing that building. We're kind of landlocked there. We can't really expand. And so we had a lot of customers coming in asking for options of, hey, are you going to expand? Where are you going to? And so that kind of started our search or lookout for different options. And that's the point where we were introduced to Rod. And my goodness, I have to just give a special or shout out and thanks to Rod for making this opportunity available, because he's making it so easy and just the right spot. I mean, the Gretna community and the mall out here is just absolutely exploding, and we want to be in on that success out here and just share our food, our recipes, and our fresh food, really, our customizable food, to not only the mall and the people passing by on the freeway, but to Gretna, who we feel maybe might be a little underserved as it is right now, especially in the Chinese cuisine. And so we're not only going to offer takeout out here, make it easy to pick up, curbside access to the food. We're also going to have our own delivery drivers, and we make sure it's our delivery drivers, so we control getting the food to you as quickly and fresh as possible. And so any questions, you can always call us and things like that. So
the Chinese and Asian food market, it's a pretty crowded market. What makes Dragon Walk stand out and unique?
My partner Justin. And I can't take credit for the recipes. They're his recipes. He's been cooking for 15 years. He's come a long way in perfecting it. But it goes beyond that. We use fresh ingredients. We're cutting those vegetables and meats every morning, and making it customizable for you. When you walk in, you say, "Hey, I don't like onions," or "I don't like green peppers." No problem. We make every dish to order. You want less sauce, you want more sauce, you want it sweeter, you want less sweet, you want to do all of that. You just have to tell us, so we're trying to make it the way you want it. So
Yeah, Mayor Evans gets the credit for this one. He introduced me to Eric, and Eric and I hit it off right away. And then soon after we signed the lease, Eric, talk about that award you won for top Chinese restaurant in Nebraska or in Omaha, whatever the category was.
Well, it was in Nebraska. I mean, that actually took me as a complete surprise.
That was national recognition, if I remember.
It was. A customer actually came in and showed that to me. All of a sudden, we had an explosion of business. I was like, "Where's everything coming from?" And it's like, "Well, here it is," And yeah, it was an award for best Chinese in Omaha. Just completely honored by that. I was actually just almost dumbfounded. I didn't really know what to say. But much appreciated. It really, again, got a lot more, recognition and publicity out there.
Omaha food lovers. If people love you on Omaha food lovers, it never stops.
Oh my goodness, those changes keep going and going and going. Yeah. So you get one person to spark that comment, and then it goes on for forever. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have to jump in here because I will say that, when you order online, and we've all gotten used to really ordering online the last 2 years, but I found Dragon Walk a couple of years ago. My son turned me on to it, and the fact that you literally can customize everything on their online as well. You don't have to go in there and call. There is every option, which you never find, and there's always something that you're allergic to or you don't like or you don't want something so spicy, and that food comes to you hot. So when Eric says they control the driving situation, it's amazing. It comes to you hot. It's not like 30 minutes, 40 minutes later after it's cooked. So they make an incredible product.
So Eric, what about employees? How many employees do you need to open up a new store like this? And how's the employee recruitment going to go out here in Gretna?
Hey, I'm actually going to let our store manager, Jared, answer that question here for us.
Go ahead, Jared.
So as far as the employees go, we're looking for about 15 people because we also have to backfill some of the people at 144th that are going to be coming out here to Nebraska Crossing so that we can maintain the, how do I want to put it, the...
integrity.
Yeah.
And quality.
With the
Quality, integrity, yeah, because you want to keep up the standards.
100%. So we're going to be looking for some people to fill both places so that we can get them trained up and get it going.
So, Rod, question for you: what time or what date are we expecting Dragon Walk to open around here?
I'd say right around August 1st. We'll probably beat that date, but that's kind of the target date. But we're happy to get them open, and I think Eric nailed it. I think the Gretna community, Ashland is underserved on restaurants, and this guy's going to fill a big need in the community.
And then just one other thing, Rod. So they're going into the old Voodoo Taco space.
Yep, over on I-80 there, visibility to the interstate, right between next to Eddie Bauer there, right on the parking lot. So it's easy. Just drive up, pick up your food. We'll have curbside delivery. So we'll have a really, really, really easy way to transact with Eric's business.
Jared, what are some of the unique products there, or the crowd favorites?
So I can tell you what my favorites are. As far as crowd favorites go, it's pretty standard.
You see it's made, so I'll follow follow your lead.
So my favorite things that we have there are going to be like the orange chicken and the firecracker chicken. I tend to find myself eating those more often than anything else, but everything I've eaten there is absolutely fantastic. So,
are you guys open for lunch today?
We are.
All right, I know where Trenton's going to be going to lunch.
Just not out here yet.
You're going to have to go to the 144th and Fort location. All right, Eric and Jared, I appreciate you guys joining us. Much success to you. You're making a great choice coming out here, and come August, Trenton and I will be among your first customers.
We look forward to it.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Eric Burkt and Jared Reyes from Dragon Walk coming to Nebraska Crossing later this summer. But if you can't wait for that and you're starving after hearing us talk about good Chinese food, just go up to 144th and Fort today, and you can get a little bit of that there. All right, let's take our middle of the show break. When we come back, we're going to talk with Rod Yates and Johanna Boston about of an affiliated related company to Nebraska Crossing, Just Data, and some amazing things that Just Data is doing. This is high-tech stuff happening right here in the Omaha metro area, so you don't want to miss any of that. You're listening to Jeff Beals and Trenton Magid on Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center with 4 metro area locations, and D&M Roofing, Omaha's premier commercial and residential roofing contractor, on Grow Omaha on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals and Trenton Magid are live on location at Nebraska Crossing for Grow Omaha today. We're brought brought to you by D&M Roofing, as well as Dingman's Collision Center. And it is now time for our commercial real estate development spotlight, brought to you by Noddle Companies. Noddle Companies, one of the top real estate development firms in the Midwest. And today we're going to look at Exarban Village. We recently had a ribbon cutting for Harmony Medical Spa at Exarban Village. Now, they've been open since the spring, but a lot of times these ribbon cuttings will be a little bit after the place has been open for a while. So congratulations to Harmony Medical Spa. Cool place, by the way. You can get your whole body overhauled there.
Whole lube and filter.
And that's not exactly the way they describe it, but I think you're pretty much right, Trenton. And we also wanted to congratulate Jay Noddle, CEO of Noddle Companies, on being inducted to the Greater Omaha Chamber Business Hall of Fame. And there's your real estate development spotlight, brought to you by Noddle Companies. You can find out about them at noddlecompanies.com. All right, we are inside Scarlet Highway, one of the many amazing stores at Nebraska Crossing. Best place for you to have a retail experience, entertainment, food and dining, and amazing prices. And Johanna Boston and Rod Yates are with us here. And Johanna, we want to throw out one little disclaimer related to something we said last segment.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that Voodoo was so successful that they actually needed to double their size, and they are still on site, but in a brand new location right down near the Ulta Beauty store.
So basically we said that Dragon Walk is taking the old Voodoo taco space. Voodoo's still here.
Absolutely. Didn't want to disappoint all the Voodoo fans. Obviously, they have a lot of them needing the extra space.
And just think what they would do to you if Voodoo,
do to you.
If they're into Voodoo,
do to you. Do they have a Trenton doll and some straight pins?
You know, they do have one of those hanging up on the wall.
Scary.
Kind of looks a little bit like you.
Ow.
Oh, well, Rod Yates, we want to talk a little bit about Just Data. And, a lot of people who come out to Nebraska Crossing are familiar with the Fast Cash program. But in this day and age, retail and, frankly, other businesses are becoming more than just their location.
Yeah, what's happened with Just Data, we bought Nebraska Crossing because we had a big vision that we think the future of all businesses is going to be around a fintech ecosystem. So we did that very, very successfully here at Nebraska Crossing. Johanna can talk for hours about all the data points we've seen on customers and engagement and loyalty that's happened here. Then we started to see other businesses like the trucking industry, collegiate sports, big box retail, professional sports, all kind of gravitate to what these guys are doing. Is interesting because the old legacy business models don't work anymore. And so everything in our world is about transactions and loyalty and acquiring customers. So fintech was a really neat way to do all that. So we've got some really exciting announcements coming up, both in collegiate sports and the trucking and transportation industry. And our view is every industry out there is game for us for Just Data. And it's going to be a really exciting year and next decade for our company.
So I can understand how you guys use financial technology and client information in order to pinpoint sales and all that kind of stuff in the retail sector. But how does it work in the trucking industry?
Great question. I'll let Johanna take it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of the challenges in the trucking industry, it's acquiring new drivers, it's retaining the drivers, it's not just training them and letting them go elsewhere. It's really looking at the trucker life and understanding that they're on the road 300 days a year. Their family suffers for it. There's really a lot of roadblocks that they have with
pun intended
with becoming a trucker. And so what these companies are looking to do in the Fortune 500 company that we're working with right now is looking to do is to create a loyalty ecosystem, something that helps not only the trucker but the trucker family. So bringing in a cashback model for that trucker on the road, earning fuel gas cashback, earning grocery, earning money on any insurance policy that happens, etc. There's a whole world out there of brands that want to tie themselves to a brand that's like a Fortune 500 company in order to get cash back. And so it really helps the family, and we have a family sharing app so that they can take part in it as well.
I can see it right now. We should start if it's not already in existence, Trucker Life series.
Okay.
Trucker Life.
There you have it.
Because I'm used to the Thug Life, so if you're not that big of a stretch to Trucker Life.
If you're in search of new ideas.
Yeah, so some of the data out there, Trenton, is there's a shortage of 1 million drivers for the trucking industry. And so if you got a shortage like that, everybody's recruiting your drivers. You're always constantly, perpetually working with HR to hire more and more drivers. So what we wanted to do is create a platform that is very, very loyal, very, very trucker driver centric, and really reward them and make them feel like the king of the road that they are. So if you look at any business here, any business out here, if we didn't have trucking for 3 days, we'd be out of business. You need truckers. It's the most valuable, underappreciated industry out there.
70% of the goods and service goods are moved by truckers every day.
All right, we're going to shift gears a little bit because Just Data is really getting into college internships and using interns to power the company. And Rod, you have a couple of your collegiate interns with us here today.
Yeah, I thought it'd be nice to introduce them. I think what's really important for every company in Nebraska is we're always looking to recruit top talent. And what I liked
And retain.
Yes, what I liked here was these guys go to TCU and Notre Dame. I'll tell you, Jeff, when they go back to school this fall, they'll be huge brand ambassadors for Just Data. We have them working in the sports department. It's just been a big win for them, I think. We'll ask them that question, but it's really a great way for us to recruit very, very talented people to Just Data here in Nebraska.
All right, well, let's introduce these collegiate interns. We have with us Michael Monterano and Creed Leathers. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us on, Jeff.
Okay. Well, Michael, we'll start with you. You're the student at TCU, and what are you working on for Just Data this summer here in Gretna?
Yeah, so as we kind of talked about, we've been putting our hands in a bunch of different industries, and but mainly I've been working on the sports aspect of things, creating slide decks and doing some research on kind of what the issues are in the industry and how Just Data can help solve them. So it's been really exciting stuff. Everything's new every day and a lot of good opportunities to learn and meet really smart people.
Cool. Creed, what are you working on?
I'm just helping out Michael when I can. He did some interesting estimates and saw that the sports industry was valued at about $4 billion, which is really cool to see. Just trying to help set up meetings and get those pitch decks ready to go for Rod and Joanna so we can close those deals.
What are you guys majoring in?
Finance.
What about you, Creed?
Economics.
All right. So how do you, where do you see yourself in the future? How will this internship get you there?
Yeah, so obviously I'm just 20 years old, so I don't know exactly what's going to be happening in 5 to 10 years, but hopefully I'm in a high-level finance job, wherever that may be, wherever I get the opportunity for
Gretna,
that.
Nebraska.
In Gretna, Nebraska. But yeah, what was the other part of your question? What am I doing now that will help me then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the things I really appreciate about the opportunity here at Just Data is that I've actually been able to practice some of the things I would be doing in a high finance role, whereas that being making financial statements, pro formas for potential clients or existing clients. So I've been given the opportunity to dip my toe in the water, and I think that practice will pay off in the long run.
Creed, what about you?
I've been interested in consulting. Again, I'm a rising sophomore, so I have a lot of time to think about it. But this job has really helped, or this internship has really helped me kind of step back and look at all these different industries, kind of like a consultant. And that's really what Just That is. We're trying to help out these different industries in a million different ways, really.
Okay.
And I think it's really helping Michael and I both prepare for those initial business meetings that we're going to have when we graduate. We're already getting our foot in the door and kind of getting used to those nerves of shaking hands and all those things. As two young interns, that's really nice.
Well, now Trenton and I are going to put you on the spot because we know you guys are Omaha natives. You're going to school in Fort Worth, Texas, and South Bend, Indiana, but no pressure, but we want you to come back home. What are the odds that we can get you back here in Nebraska after you graduate?
I'd say there's definitely good odds that I come back to Nebraska. Obviously, I was born and raised here. It's very near and dear to my heart. My family's here. And I'm definitely a very big family guy, so that's definitely a big...
You can still travel.
For me.
Yeah. We have a new airport terminal going in.
There we go.
What about you, Creed?
I've grown up here my whole life. I love it here. I think it's a great place to raise my family. I always hear my parents talk about that. And I could definitely see my, coming back. raising a family here.
He's already talking about procreation. That's good.
All I know, Trenton, is if they do decide to move somewhere else, they're not going to be able to look us in the eye.
That's true. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen.
Johanna?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that these guys have been exposed to meetings. Some of our actual retail brand partners like Hellsberg Diamonds, some of the places that I can't actually mention, they've been able to sit in on these meetings and participate, and their performers and the research that they've done for us, they get to see it in real life. So we're hoping, Rod is a huge proponent of the University of Nebraska, keeping education really at the forefront here and making sure that we retain the people that are educated and bring them back to Nebraska. And we have to have those great jobs in order to do that. And that's why, we have Just Data right here in Gretna, Nebraska.
Well, these guys, Jeff, were pretty modest this morning on just describing what they've been working on, because they're working in the sports department. They're really focused on collegiate athletics. So next month, they're on a road show. They'll be with University of Georgia down in Athens, Georgia. They'll be at Clemson University. They'll be at BYU, University of Utah, and Arizona State. They put together a phenomenal pitch deck telling people what we do at Just Data, how we're remaking collegiate athletics into a fintech ecosystem, and these guys start their roadshow next month.
It's a summer of travel. I wish I had such an internship when I was in college. Hey, we're going to take our final break of the show. Michael and Creed, it was a pleasure to meet you guys. Good luck in your future. We're going to come back here in just a couple minutes with the Turner Construction Lightning Round. As part of that, we're going to have Rod give us an REI update and then a little bit of news about what's happening in the center. Other news items as well. You're listening to Jeff and Trenton on Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing and Dingman's Collision Center on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And it's time for the Turner Construction Lightning Round, brought to you by Turner Construction, doing a great job with Omaha's built environment. 150 full-time Turner employees in the area, working on big projects and little projects, interior build-outs or major things. They can do it all, and also a great place to work. So thank you to Turner Construction, building the future and sponsoring the Grow Omaha Lightning Round. A couple quick news items, and then we're going to get back to some Nebraska Crossing news items. First of all, Starbucks under construction at 204th and Q Street, southwest
Thank God we have
corner.
another Starbucks.
Could use some more of those. Local coffee place, The Beanery, has started construction just south of 168th and Giles. The Pipeline Tavern has closed at 1300 South 72nd Street.
Interesting.
Okay, I thought you were leaning forward like you were going to say something about that.
Just stretching.
And the Garden Cafe in Rockbrook Village closing on July 1st. We had a ribbon cutting for Shopco Optical in the shops at Market Point, which is right about 72nd south of Giles in Papillion. And we're going to talk about some retail news right here at Nebraska Crossing, where we're broadcasting live. And the first thing we want to talk about is progress on REI. Everyone is so excited for Nebraska's first REI store.
Yeah, real interesting story. We're going to open that store probably right after Labor Day, so sometime around September 15th. We've turned the store over to the retailer. They started their build out, so they're doing soft technology, fixtures, and then merchandise, and then they'll open mid-September. But Johanna's got a great story on customer acquisition with REI through Just Data. So let's talk about their goals and where we are today.
Yeah, well, their goals are really, when they open a store, to acquire new customers into their loyalty platform, which is the lifetime co-op membership. They basically challenged us to get about 20,000 new loyal customers within year 5 of opening. And we decided that we were going to use our platform to actually do that before they opened. And we're just about close to 50,000 new customers that we've acquired that have the ability to be that loyal customer for them. So everybody's super excited about it. We actually are giving away a 2022 Outback, Subaru Outback, and people are signing up that way and then tapping into becoming a loyal co-op lifetime member.
Hope they're on percentage rent.
Me too. But yeah, just think about that, guys. If their goal's 20,000 by the end of year 5 of the lease, they're already at 50,000. That store is going to open up so strong. And you open strong, you stay strong.
Well, I had the chance to go with you, Rod, this morning to the site, the construction site. Nice high ceilings in there, great storefront visibility from Interstate 80. That store is going to be a landmark.
Well, I think it's one of the best pieces of real estate in Nebraska. Right on I-80 between Omaha and Lincoln. They're going to do really, really well there.
So we're going to also tap into the new park that's being built here. Gretna Crossings, we have a bike path that's going to connect directly to them, and they can do a lot of their classes, like tell you how to pitch a tent. You can test out kayaks, water boards, all of those things at the lakes that will open next year.
And then, Rod, we want to do a little bit of a tease because we're going to be announcing a restaurant soon out here in addition to Dragon Walk that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I think 2022 we wanted to really upgrade our restaurants. Johanna does a ton of surveying with the Gretna community, and they wanted a great sit-down burger place, they wanted Chinese, and they want a bakery. And I think we'll be able to announce all three here this summer. And just great brands that want to be part of the Nebraska Crossing, what we're doing, and we just want to keep pleasing the Gretna community with great food.
And there's a lot happening in this area. I mean, just to the south of you, we mentioned on Grow Omaha last week, huge industrial buildings going in, about 1 million square feet in a couple of different phases. So this whole part of the metro area is starting to pick up and getting more populated.
Yeah, I look at it. There's a lot of land out here. There's probably 500 acres is developable at the intersection of I-80 and Highway 31. We're going to play a big role in that, in what happens, and there's a lot of great developers in the community doing some things on the south side of I-80. It's going to create a ton of jobs. And the way I'm looking at it, I-80 and Highway 31 is going to be the center of commerce for Nebraska when we finally announce all the unique brands we're bringing to this trade area and this part of the submarket. So it's exciting times for Gretna. And then, look at Just Data. I mean, we're on that fast track now where we probably got to ramp up to 120 employees. So we're looking now of where we're going to build our corporate headquarters. We're obviously going to do it here in Gretna, part of Nebraska Crossing. We've identified the land, and we'll start designing a building to headquarter here in Gretna. So a lot of great things happening in Gretna. We got a great partnership with the city, and go from there.
Well, it's been a great day here. Even Mike Evans, the mayor of Gretna, stopped in. We want you to stop by Nebraska Crossing today, too, because it's such a fun place. Rod Yates, Johanna Boston, thanks for joining us. That's it for this week. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Maggot.
You've been listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing, Dingman's Collision Center, and Turner Construction. We'll chat with you next week from the studio right here at 9 o'clock a.m. right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.